Why is it important to share our personal stories as part of activism? I'm here with Kevin Patterson from polyrolemodels.tumblr.com, and I'm Kathy Bertolli from theintimacydojo.com. And Kevin, you're giving a talk at the Woodhull Sexual Freedom Summit this year on living out loud, sharing personal stories as activism. Can you tell why did you choose this topic?
I mean, it's really the only go-to move I have. I talk about my personal stories a lot, and it comes from a place of pain. It comes from a place of activism, and I realize that like as hard as it is for me to talk about some of the stuff that I go through, just like sort of being a black man in America and like trying to sort of navigate the world in that way, that I'm wired to not take a lot of things personally, and that's not like as a value judgment for me or against anyone else. Just I know that I'm wired to I'm pretty thick-skinned about this kind of stuff, but I know that my story isn't isolated. I talk about my situation because I know that for every one of me that's talking, there's 100 other people who feel silent, who feel like they need their experiences to be validated.
Yeah.
So I talk. I point at the good stuff, and I get loud about why it's good. I point at the bad stuff, and I get loud about why it's bad. And sometimes people listen. I wrote the book Love's Not Colorblind: Race and Representation in Polyamorous and Other Alternative Communities. And I put a lot of statistics in where applicable. I used a lot of academic. I went really academic in places where I could, but everywhere I use people's personal stories.
Yeah.
Some are my stories, some are stories of other educators, people I know from polyamorous communities, kink communities, swing communities, just reaching out to say like, I want to talk about this topic, and I know you have a personal story to share about what this topic means to you, how it was relevant in your life. And one of the things that I love so much when I speak in places is the head nods that I get.
Yeah.
Where I'll be speaking about how race impacts polyamory, and I'll talk about a story that's relevant to me, something very personal, and there'll be other people of color just nodding along like, yeah, I remember when that happened to me. Sometimes they'll even jump in and say like, yeah, I hear you talking about being fetishized. Let me tell you about a time where I fetishized somebody. Or let me tell you about a time where I was fetishized. Yeah. And then end up being other people who jump in and say, let me tell you about a time that I did that to somebody. Yeah. I thought it was being friendly and welcoming. I didn't realize that I was being oppressive, and now I feel some sort of way about it. And it's how these dialogues get started.
If someone's watching this and they want to do you have any resources or last tips you want to share before we wrap this up?
Resources in finding me, or resources in just sort of in general?
Both, like around activism, finding you.
Well, I hate to like just sort of push my own thing here, but like part of Poly Role Models that I really like is that I give people sort of room to push their own products. Like my platform is your platform. So like the person who would read bisexual woman A and think, wow, this person, I really identify with this person. At the bottom of that interview is whatever blogs or projects or websites or forums that they're a part of, And I use that to sort of push a lot of educators, push a lot of people, push a lot of blogs, push a lot of projects out into the space. So like, I want Poly Role Models to be as much a resource center as an interview series, and I leave a lot of room for that.
Well, it's definitely a labor of love. I loved interviewing with you. You made it so easy and fun, and then you made sure everyone saw it. So, thank you for all you did.
I posted it all over the place, and I really like hearing people follow up. Where I went to Poly Dallas Millennium last year, and there was a woman there who she showed up to every session. She let her voice be heard in every session. She was one of the stars of the show there. And I was speaking with her after the conference, and she was like, yeah, I didn't even hear about this conference until I read about it on Poly Role Models. Wow. And I was like, yes.
It's working.
Impact made.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today. I'm hoping we're finished in time for the game so that you can get off and relax some because you deserve it.
Thank
And I can't wait to see you in August. Thank you very much, Kevin.
you. Yeah, no problem at all. I can't wait to see you as well.